Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
These trucks emerging from the Syrian desert carry some of the very last residents of the Islamic State's collapsing pseudo-caliphate. They are fleeing the final stages of battle.
We are besieged. We have nowhere to retreat or flee to. All we have now is God.
We were hungry. They were bombing day and night. Look at the state we're in. I've tried to escape twice. The first time my son was killed and my wife was wounded. She's in the car.
The bullet tore through the car. I was wounded here, here, and here. I was holding my son. He died in my arms.
On top of the heavy fighting, disease and famine are spreading inside IS's last strongholds.
There isn't enough to eat for me to produce milk, and there's no milk at the market.
IS militants are known to blend in with the civilians. The Syrian Democratic Forces are on edge. They screen everyone. These men have been placed under arrest, pending further investigation. Women are also considered dangerous. Almost none of them have decided to remove their full face veils. Some declare openly that they are married to fighters.
My husband's still inside. He's one of them. He's an IS fighter. I'm not going to lie. He's with IS. They'll lose the territory, but I can tell you they'll retreat into the desert. The veterans, those who fought with Al-Qaeda, they'll disappear into the desert and leave their families here.
SDF intelligence takes each person's fingerprints and photographs. Amongst the 500 people that have just arrived, there are a number of foreign women who have traveled to the so-called Caliphate to marry jihadists. This truck is full of Turkish nationals. A group is waiting in this 4x4. They let us film them but refuse to answer our questions. We find out where they come from thanks to our wireless microphone.
زوجي أخذه هذه رجل وهذه رجل.
زوجك من أي بلد؟ أنت من أي مدينة؟
رجال ما حدا يطلع مع نسوانها.
This meeting point in the desert is only the first stop for these refugees. Their trip continues towards special camps where they will be interrogated and investigated. Civilians continue to pour out of the Islamic State's collapsing caliphate. They are fleeing the fighting, the bombing, and the hunger. Amongst these women, a number of Jihadi brides who traveled from all over the world to live under the Sharia.
تركيا من كازاخستان.
أنا ليس كثير أنتم روسي أعرف أنا ليس كثير أعرف عربي أنتم روسي أعرف.
This woman is French. She says her name is Mathilde, that she has no children, and that she lived in the French city of Tours before traveling to Syria 4 years ago. In all, we could speak to her for 15 minutes. What do you hope is going to happen now? Are you sad that it's over?
Non, pardon. Non. Ça fait longtemps que j'essaie de partir d'ici, mais sans argent, sans connaissance, c'est pas possible.
Mathilde says there is still a number of French nationals inside what's left of the so-called Caliphate.
Je sais qu'il y en a parce que quand on marche, tout ça, j'entends les Français parler, mais je sais absolument pas combien. Je sais pas. C'est des gens qui veulent pas aller en prison, donc c'est soit vous partez et vous êtes à peu près sûr de finir en prison, soit vous restez et vous êtes à peu près sûr de mourir. Donc il y en a qui ont fait moi j'ai fait le choix d'aller en prison, il y en a qui ont fait le choix de mourir.
Death over prison, a choice she says her husband made, an Egyptian national she married in Syria.
Il travaille dans le médical, il est dans les hôpitaux maintenant, c'est pas un combattant.
Why did he decide to stay inside if he's not a fighter?
Parce qu'il sait très bien qu'il va finir en prison et il veut pas aller en prison. On en a parlé plusieurs fois longuement et il m'a dit moi je peux pas aller en prison.
Mathilde says she was disappointed with her life in the Caliphate, but never explicitly condemns IS's crimes or ideology.
En France, j'étais pas libre parce que j'étais musulmane et je pouvais pas pratiquer comme je voulais. Dans l'État islamique, on peut pratiquer, mais il faut pratiquer comme eux. Vous voyez ce que je veux dire? Et si j'avais su, je serais jamais venue ici. Je savais pas que c'était comme ça. Et je pense qu'il y a beaucoup de personnes qui savaient pas que c'était comme ça. Je dis pas que c'est horrible, on m'a rien fait là-bas. On m'a pas touché, on m'a pas torturé, on m'a pas frappé. On me traite très bien. Mais c'est pas ce que j'imagine.
But when you came, there were already the videos. The executions, the terrorist attacks.
Non, je suis venue bien avant. Je suis venue avant les attentats.
Do you regret coming here? How do you feel about all this today?
Fatiguée. Très fatiguée.
Mathilde explains her first husband persuaded her to go to Syria, but stayed in France.
Il n'est jamais venu ici, mais c'est lui qui m'a envoyé ici. Du coup, ils m'ont jugé en même temps. Sans que je sois sur le territoire français, ils m'ont jugé. Moi, je suis déjà jugée et condamnée.
Who is your husband?
Désolée, je ne peux pas le dire dans la caméra.
What were you sentenced to in France? Do you know?
Ils m'ont condamné à 10 ans de prison, dont 2 tiers de sursis.
What were you sentenced for?
Pour terrorisme, je suppose.
The French government is in no hurry to repatriate jihadists. Mathilde knows it. She says she wants to serve her time in France.
Nous, en tant que femmes, on fait... Je suis désolée, là-bas, par faire à manger, le ménage, la cuisine, vous voyez, nous, on va pas au combat, physiquement, on fait rien, vous voyez ce que je veux dire. Après, ça va être des idées, des pensées que le gouvernement va pas aimer. Mais nous, celles qui veulent retourner en France, c'est pas pour commettre des attentats, c'est pas pour aller tuer je sais pas qui dans un supermarché. Nous, si on veut rentrer, c'est pour essayer de retrouver une vie normale.
The Kurdish Authority is overwhelmed by this continuous influx of foreign jihadists.
Countries must repatriate their citizens and judge them. We don't have the resources to put people on trial. There is an alternative via the United Nations. They could create a special tribunal here. Then these people would be judged here, officially.
In France, jihadi brides are considered a security threat, and politicians fear public backlash over their return. To the Kurds, these women and their children are both a problem and a major bargaining chip on the international scene.